Hey, it's Tuesday's devotional, so come on in. We're going to start looking at the miracles of Jesus. And I want us to look at John chapter 5 because here's a miracle that Jesus did by the pool of Bethesda. And this pool of Bethesda, the people thought that it had healing powers, that there'd be an angel that would stir the waters, and when the waters were stirred, they would jump in. And so there were a lot of people that needed healing that were around the pool of Bethesda. Now, we don't know if that really ever happened or not, but Jesus came and he did heal. It says in verse 1, sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" Now, that's an interesting question. Almost sounds like an offensive question. It's like, do you want to get well? But it's a really important question because this man was so used to his condition that I think he was afraid of change. And so what does he say? Instead of saying yes, he says, "Sir," the invalid said, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." And so rather than say yes, he makes an excuse. And some people are kind of stuck in their condition, maybe in a sin that's got them really trapped, or maybe it's an old habit pattern. They're just kind of stuck in that, and that's familiar to them, and to be healed from it would be unfamiliar. So they would rather stay in that familiar place of being in bondage. So Jesus asked him, "Do you want to get well?" And he said, "Well, I really don't have anyone to help me, and so I can't get into the pool." But then Jesus says this to him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." And at once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. Now think about the 3 things Jesus says here. Get up, pick up your mat, and walk. He's saying, get up. In faith, you've got to stand up. So give the guy credit. Jesus healed him, but he had to take that stand. He stood up, and then he had a mat that was there with him, probably been with him for years, and something that was probably one of his only possessions. And Jesus says, "Hey, you don't need to lay on that mat anymore. You don't need that crutch anymore. You can get up, pick that up, and walk." And so then he walks. He takes that step. And sometimes Jesus tells us to get up, pick up our mat, whatever we're trusting in, and trust in him, and take one step at a time. And he will open the door. He will see us through. He will part the waters when we take those steps of faith. And that's what this man did. He took those steps of faith, and it says that at once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and he walked. And so he had been in that condition for 38 years. And so I don't know what situation you're in, what habit you're stuck in, what problem seems to keep coming back in your life. But Jesus says to you today, get up, stand up in faith, pick up your mat, what you're trusting in, and start walking in faith and trust in me. And I know God's got a good plan for you. We're praying for you. We're going to be looking at the miracles of Jesus over the next few days. So join us again tomorrow. God bless you.